All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling something that's super important for any workplace that wants to actually, thrive and grow.
Absolutely. And that is performance management.
Uh,
Yeah.
I know some of you might be thinking, oh no, not another HR lecture.
Yeah.
Trust us on this one. This is about so much more than just like, those yearly
Right.
reviews.
It's not just ticking boxes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really about creating this whole culture of feedback and growth.
And ultimately success for like everybody involved, right?
Yeah.
For the employees in the organization.
Absolutely. It's a win-win when it's done right.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to be diving into today. We've got a ton of research and insights from a whole bunch of different sources.
Yes.
So whether you're, an HR pro or a manager or just someone who's, interested in how to make workplaces better, this one's for you.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the sources we looked at defined performance management as an ongoing process of setting clear expectations, providing feedback, evaluating performance, and fostering development.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there.
There is.
First of all, it's an ongoing process. So
Yes.
we are not talking about that like dreaded once-a-year performance review.
Right.
Where everyone's like scrambling to remember what they even did
Exactly.
in the past year.
Yeah, it's about making it a continuous thing.
Right. And it's not just about evaluation.
Right.
It's about fostering development.
Right.
So it's not about like catching people doing something wrong. It's about helping them grow and, reach their full potential.
Exactly. And I think that's where a lot of companies kind of miss the mark.
Yeah.
They focus too much on the evaluation and not enough on the development.
So how does this actually like benefit me, the listener, you might be asking? Well, imagine a workplace where everyone is just crystal clear on what's expected of them, how their work contributes to the bigger picture, and like where they stand in terms of their performance.
Yeah, no more confusion, no more frustration, and hopefully no more surprises when it comes time for that, yearly review, if you're still doing those.
Right, exactly. And it's not just about clarity. It's about like boosting motivation and alignment, right? When employees really understand how their role impacts the company's success, it gives their work a sense of purpose.
Absolutely. And then you combine that with regular feedback, it creates this like powerful loop of motivation and growth.
Because let's face it, we all want to know how we're doing and where we can improve, right?
Of course.
And when feedback is delivered effectively and regularly, it helps people stay on track, make adjustments as needed, and, ultimately achieve their goals.
Absolutely.
So performance management, when done right, it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. It's about creating that culture of continuous improvement, both on an individual level and an organizational level.
Okay, I'm sold on the why. But how do we actually make this happen in the real world? What are the ingredients for effective performance management? And actually, one of our sources highlighted some key elements that we can dive into.
Yeah, let's start with SMART goals. I'm sure you've heard of this acronym before, but it's worth revisiting because it really is the foundation
Oh yeah, SMART goals.
of any effective performance management system.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound.
Exactly.
But sometimes they feel a little bit like corporate jargon,
I get that. I understand what you mean, but they don't have to be.
Yeah,
Think about it this way. Like, imagine you're going on a road trip,
okay.
but you have no destination in mind and no map. You're just driving around aimlessly, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a recipe for disaster, or at least a very long and pointless road trip.
Exactly. SMART goals are like having that map and a destination. They provide clarity, direction, and a way to track your progress.
Okay, so how do we actually make sure our goals are actually SMART and not just like vague aspirations? Because I think we've all encountered those goals that are like, increase brand awareness or improve customer satisfaction.
Right, and those are good starting points, but they need to be more specific and measurable.
Yeah.
So let's take increased brand awareness, for example.
Yeah, how do you even measure brand awareness?
Yeah.
And what does increase actually mean?
Exactly. A SMART goal in this scenario might be increase website traffic by 15% over the next quarter by implementing a new customer relationship management system and attending 2 industry networking events. Now we have something specific to track, which is that website traffic, a target to aim for, which is the 15% increase, a defined time frame, which is next quarter, and a clear strategy for achieving it, which is those social media campaigns.
Okay, so instead of just like throwing out this vague goal, you break it down into something much more actionable and measurable.
Exactly.
That's a SMART goal.
That is a SMART goal.
What's next on our list of key ingredients?
Next up is regular feedback and communication. And this is where things get really interesting, because we're not talking about those formal once-a-year performance reviews. This is about an ongoing dialogue between managers and employees.
So regular check-ins, both giving praise when things are going well and offering constructive feedback when improvements are needed.
Exactly. Frequent communication ensures that feedback is timely and relevant, and it also helps to build stronger relationships between managers and their team members.
Because let's be honest, no one likes getting blindsided by negative feedback during their annual review,
Right.
if it's never been mentioned before.
Exactly. When feedback is a regular occurrence, it becomes less about judgment and more about support and development.
Okay, so SMART goals, regular feedback. What else is in this recipe for performance management success?
Next up, we have employee development plans. This is where we focus on helping individuals grow within the organization. These plans should be tailored to each employee, considering their strengths and areas for improvement.
I love this. So it's not just about fixing what's wrong. It's about helping people develop their skills and reach their full potential.
Exactly. And HR plays a crucial role here by providing resources and opportunities for learning. This could involve training programs, mentorship opportunities, or even stretch assignments that allow employees to step outside of their comfort zone.
Okay, so performance management isn't just about keeping people accountable. It's about investing in their growth.
Yes.
What else do we have?
Another important ingredient is recognition and rewards. This goes beyond just compensation. It's about acknowledging and appreciating employees' efforts and achievements.
Because everyone loves a good pat on the back,
Mm.
but seriously feeling valued and appreciated can be incredibly motivating.
Absolutely. And recognition doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. A simple thank you, a shout out in a team meeting, or a small gift card can go a long way in making employees feel valued.
Okay, so we've got SMART goals, regular feedback, employee development plans, and recognition, anything else. What about when things aren't going so well?
That's where the final ingredient comes in, handling underperformance. When an employee is struggling to meet expectations, it's important to address the issue promptly and effectively. This might involve creating a performance improvement plan, or PIP, which outlines specific steps the employee needs to take to improve.
So it's not about punishing or shaming someone. It's about providing the support and resources they need to get back on track.
Exactly. A PIP should focus on identifying the root cause of the underperformance and working collaboratively with the employee to develop a plan for improvement.
This is really making me rethink how performance management can be like a positive force in the workplace.
Yeah.
It's about clear expectations, open communication, ongoing development, and support when needed.
It's a shift in mindset from viewing it as a tool for control to a tool for growth and empowerment.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, but before we move on, let's do a quick recap of these key ingredients for effective performance management.
All right.
What are the big takeaways for our listeners so far?
Well, first and foremost, remember that performance management is an ongoing process, not a one-time event.
Right.
It's about building a culture of continuous feedback and improvement.
And to build that culture, you need those key elements. We talked about SMART goals, regular feedback and communication, employee development plans, recognition and rewards, and a plan for handling underperformance when it arises.
Exactly.
It's about setting people up for success, not setting them up to fail.
Right. And remember, this benefits everyone involved. It helps employees grow and develop, and it helps companies achieve their goals. It's a win-win for everyone.
Now, I know all of this might sound great in theory,
Yeah.
but you're probably wondering how it actually plays out in real-life scenarios.
Right.
So let's get into that. We're going to dive into some specific examples and practical tips to bring these concepts to life.